Welcome to A Brief History of the Past. I'm Kaelan Burrows, and this is part 1 of the history of Jack the Ripper. Ah, Jack the Ripper. The world's most famous and romanticised serial killer. Also never caught, by the way, which means he could still be alive today. But probably not, though. There was also a lot of controversy surrounding the Whitechapel murders. Jack the Ripper was a lot like Shakespeare in that regard. Not that Shakespeare was a serial killer who got away with it, that we know of. What I mean is, just as some believe the works of Shakespeare are actually the works of multiple people, not everyone is convinced the Ripper murders can be attributed to just one man.
Liar! Liar! Liar!
The latter part of 1888 saw a string of female murders, 5 of which were attributed to Jack the Ripper, with a handful of others that only vaguely fit the profile. Grisly murders during a summertime, with trophies taken and one of them skinned. I think we might be dealing with a different killer altogether. The murders took place in the Whitechapel district of London's East End, which had a reputation as being a slum filled with the immoral scum of society. But that's not really fair, is it? I mean, everyone knows Birmingham holds that title. Even though the East End did have a dense population and its fair share of slums, it also had some very respectable parts to it as well. A few factors led to this negative reputation. First, journalists used to paint a negative portrait of the area to try to sell papers and inspire social change. It's basically the Facebook of 1888. A Christian named Frederick Charrington was on a mission from Jesus to close down all the brothels in the East End. Now this put a lot of prostitutes out on the street, which made them easy targets for our third reason for Whitechapel's bad reputation, Jack the Ripper.
He's a menace to the entire city!
The 5 victims believed to definitely be murdered by Jack the Ripper were Mary Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes, and Mary Kelly. There was also a victim from early August 1888 that some believe was Jack's first, named Martha.
Why did you say that name? Why did you say that name?
The first victim, Mary Nichols, was found around 3:40 a.m. on August 31st by 2 carters who got close enough to touch her face and chest to check if she was alive, but didn't notice that her throat had been slashed so severely her head was almost completely off. I mean, given lighting in Buck's Row where she was found was minimal, but seems like that would be a hard thing to miss.
Looks like she was working the street.
Not anymore.
It would later be discovered that Mary had also been disemboweled. What? Like with her guts removed? The police believe the recent murders might have been gang-related, and so Inspector Frederick Aberline was put on the case. Well, that's a mouthful, isn't it? I'm just going to call him Faberline. Inspector Faberline. I think anyone else called him that. Faberline had been promoted out of the area the year before, but due to his near 14 years experience working as a detective in East End, he was brought back in to take control of the investigation. What a lousy deal.
Aberline, old chap. Good news, you're getting a new assignment.
Another promotion?
More of a lateral move, really.
Oh. Well, where am I going then?
Back to Whitechapel to solve the grisly murder of some prostitutes. Godspeed, man.
I'm still waiting for the good news. The second victim was Annie Chapman on September 8th. Now, she was found on Hanbury Street, less than a mile from where Mary was killed. Annie's throat was also deeply cut, but this time the killer also cut out her womb. The coroner at the time alleged that the killer was a medical man and killed Annie specifically for her womb in order to sell it. Sell it? Who's selling wombs?
Here you are, mate.
What's that? It's a womb. No, I said I was looking for a room.
Oh.
Well, I've already killed someone, so do you want it or not? A freshly washed leather apron was found near the body of Annie Chapman, leading to the arrest of John Pizer, who is known locally as Leather Apron, because he routinely wore one. Waiting like nothing else? Prostitutes alleged that Leather Apron ran an extortion racket and threatened to rip them open if they didn't pay. Wait, so he's an actual criminal called Leather Apron. That's the dumbest criminal name I've ever heard of.
It's metaphorical!
Pizer was later released after providing solid alibis for his whereabouts at the time of the murders. Unfortunately, newspapers had already reported on him being a suspect and emphasized his Hebrew appearance, which brought signs of anti-Semitism to the surface of the area.
Why do they call him the rabbi?
Because he's a rabbi.
On September 10th, a group of local businessmen formed the Mile End Vigilance Committee with the aim of supplementing the police numbers in the area.
Welcome to the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Not sure I'd join a neighbourhood watch if people are being ripped open like Christmas packages. Kaelan, you coming to the meeting? I'm bringing biscuits. Be there at 7. The increased police presence and the vigilance members patrolling seemed to do the trick because the killing stopped until September 30th, when the killer decided to double their pleasure, double their fun by getting 2 victims in one night. Unfortunately, we'll have to save that for next time, where we'll dig into the final 3 victims. I'm sorry, that was poor phrasing. What I mean is we'll discuss the final 3 victims, the hoax letters, and how the killer got his or her name. Yeah. What? I don't know. You don't know either. It could have been sweet lady on lady violence. #feminism. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and a share. Also, let me know what sort of history topics you'd like me to talk about in future episodes in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon to be notified when more brief history of the past videos go up. Thanks, and I'll see you all in the future. The second victim was Annie Chapman on September 8th. She was found on Hanbury Street, less than a mile from where Murray was killed. Old Murray, I miss him.